I'm Vicki Santana. I'm a biology major.
I'm Kevion Ward. I'm a biology major.
And I'm Denisha Swan, and I'm a criminal justice major.
The article we chose was related to nutrition education programs that were applied in New York City daycares. Okay, so basically what we're going to talk about is we're going to summarize what our article is, and we felt to really be able to criticize it that we were going to go on the program that it utilized. We were going to go on the statistics for low incomes in regards to malnourishment, as well as any acts, regulations, laws, or programs that actually do the food programs for schools and daycares. Okay, so our article is right here. It's Nutrition Education Program improves preschoolers at-home consumption of vegetables and low-fat or fat-free milk. The link for it is actually provided right here. It's from Science Daily. I don't know if you want to click on that or not.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Okay, so basically to summarize it, there was various participants. The caregivers in the facility, they were evaluated based on their program that they had to teach the children about nutrition, as well as better ways that they can implement new policies. The preschoolers were taught in various little lessons that were about 30 minutes in length, and the parents were involved. It was only available to low-income participants, and it was administered throughout all the daycares by registered dietitian nutritionalists. And it's part of one of the SNAP, which is the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. It was basically their way of educating to help kind of offset the malnutrition in low-income environments.
So does it, let me stop right there. So does it work?
That's what we're going to go into.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so 24 participants.
Oh, back one.
Participants were able to participate, but only 12 wanted to. This system lasted for 6 to 10 weeks, I should say, and then the parents, it took a pre and post survey, and basically it was how the children were, how they were acting before they were eating, basically. And then based on those who participated and those who didn't, 39% was an increase on the use of fat-free and low-fat milk, and increase in vegetables. Okay, I did the food safety laws and regulations based on the child and adult care food program, which is like the handbook for the requirements of the daycare centers, schools, etc. And these are the requirements for like school-age children. This is for the milk. They were only certain ages 1 through 5 must be served a certain milk, and then the yogurt also has to be fat-free or low-fat. This is the different meats, the vegetables and fruits, and then the bread and cereals. And then the last one was the water, which must be served with the snack. And it's not, it's water is not an actual snack. And then the menu must tell when what the water is served with.
So what is it? What is water?
Water is the drink, but it's not the snack.
It's not the snack. So what would you consider the snack?
Like fruit, chips, maybe, depending on the certain type of chips. But water has to be served.
Okay.
Okay, so the program that this whole survey concluded with it was based off the Eat Well, Play Hard. It's a New York State curriculum that was developed by the Department of Health. Since their childhood obesity rate is actually almost 16% above the normal. Ages 2 to 5, their preschoolers, at least a third of them, are either considered overweight or obese. And then when it comes to the actual elementary age children, it's 1 in 4. And so they felt a really big need to actually educate children, especially low-income children, onto nutrition so that it can combat malnutrition and any diseases associated with it. So overall, it combats nutrition, and it's supposed to get them up and physically active. It's only for low-income children, and it's mainly addressed for the parent and child. Even though the daycares do get certain credits for it, they get a continuing education credit. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and so the goal of it is basically they want to increase good nutritional habits. They want to increase the uptake of fruits and veggies. They want to make sure that children can actually understand that it's better to choose fat-free, low-fat milk over full-fat milk. For parents that are breastfeeding, they want to make sure that they, know how good it is for their children and they can extend it and do it longer. They also want to encourage physical activity, but they want to decrease the time the children have in front of the TV. The lessons that they give each of the participants, it can range from 6 to 10 lessons, and the children only have like 30-minute lessons. Some of the titles are about eating different types of fruit, like trying to get them integrating different types of fruit, things like that. And parents may go over things about how it's not exactly good to use food as a positive reinforcement for a child's behavior. Next slide, please.
Okay, this is me. Malnutrition. Many children suffer who live in poverty suffer from nutritional and cognitive deficits right at birth. Meaning that I guess sometime in the womb that they weren't receiving the right nutrition, like the parents weren't intaking the right nutrition, so the child is suffering. 1/8 of all children are malnourished, weighing at less than 2.5 kilograms in developed countries. Go ahead. The statistics about it, 4% of low-income families continue to be malnourished before the age of 5.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Okay, hit your up arrow again. All right, read that bottom one again.
Up to 1/8 of all children in developing countries are born malnourished, weighing less than 2.5 kilograms.
Okay, and go to the next slide. Okay, read that top one.
47% of low-income families continue to be malnourished before the age of 5.
Okay, now that statistic is in reference to who and where.
And like developed countries, like I guess overseas, like the people who can't receive much of that.
Okay, and the reason I ask you that is because when you have two separate statistics like that, you got to make sure they apply to the same thing. Because if I'm kind of like sort of paying attention, and you talking about the first slide, talking about the slide previous to that one was talking about developing countries.
Well, that one says all children.
Okay, yeah, but you're talking about in developing countries. So my thinking is like, okay, well, what does that have to do with the United States in general? So is the United States considered a developing country, or is it considered an industrialized country? So if you're looking at that, then you switch into 47% of low-income families continue to be malnourished. So is that 40% of developing countries or 40% in the United States?
Right.
So you have to understand the distinction. So if somebody asks you that, you have to be able to answer. Because when you start throwing statistics out there, you can make statistics say anything you want. Yeah, especially when you're dealing with poverty. Okay. But we're not going to get in all that statistics.
United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization estimated about 805 million children of 7.3 billion people in the world are suffering from undernourishment between 2012 and 2014. 11 million people are unnourished in developed countries. And because of that, because of undernutrition, people suffer from get diarrhea, which is at 67%. Malaria, 57%.
Which comes from where? Mosquito. Infected mosquito.
Yeah. Pneumonia, 52%, and measles, 45%. So if they don't receive the right nutrition, they can get that disease.
All right, so do we have measles in the United States?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, it is too. Because people are against immunizations.
Yeah, because that's another thing. If you're talking about nutrition now, there's that thing where these kids got measles from Disney.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, recent breakout in
Measles, yeah.
And pneumonia ain't no
So-
different.
To summarize all this and analyze the article fully, basically we agree that low income can lead to malnourishment among the children that are there
Okay.
and lead to different diseases and disorders because of that. We also agree that early education can lead to early prevention and help kind of erase or limit that cycle within families. And we also agree that to an extent, giving the children this knowledge can empower them. The problems with this is the parents were the ones taking the survey and they can easily turn around and fabricate what actually happened. They can
Right.
turn around and lie to make it seem like this is actually working. And another thing is children aren't really in control of their diets. Their parents are the ones doing the shopping and their parents are also the main ones cooking. And so it kind of leads to issues in the children, the fact that the child has the knowledge but can't fully enact anything because they're still limited by how much control the parents giving them.
Okay.
And
All right. Very good, ladies.